All right, let's talk about something that pretty much every single developer has had to deal with, building authentication. You know it's often a massive headache, right? But today, we're going to explore a really powerful solution that's designed to make it simple, and we're using a platform called Logto to see how it's done.
So let's just start with a question that I'm guessing is going to hit pretty close to home for a lot of you. How many times have you sat there building yet another sign-in system from scratch and just thought to yourself, there has to be a better way?
Because, let's be honest, the reality is often just this, a messy, super time-consuming process of basically duct taping different Auth pieces together. It doesn't matter if you're building a sleek SaaS platform, a new AI tool, or a big B2B app, getting Auth right is complex and frankly, it pulls you away from building your actual product.
So, what's the escape hatch from that nightmare? Well, this is where Log2 enters the scene, and it offers a totally reimagined way of thinking about authentication infrastructure.
So what is it really? At its heart, Logto is a modern Auth platform that is built specifically for developers. The whole goal is to make it incredibly easy to add those complex but absolutely essential features, things like multi-tenancy for your different customers, enterprise single sign-on, and role-based access control into whatever app you're building.
And this quote, it just says it all, doesn't it? This isn't just a tool, it's a whole philosophy. It is designed from the ground up for people like you, people who want to focus on creating amazing things, not on reinventing the authentication wheel for the 100th time. Okay, so how does Logto actually make your life better? Let's start with the most fundamental piece of the puzzle, that sign-in flow that every single one of your users is going to see and interact with. Right out of the box, it covers all the bases your users have come to expect. You get the modern stuff like passwordless sign-in with codes sent to email or SMS. You get all the popular social sign-ins, Google, Apple, Discord, you name it. And yeah, of course, you still get the traditional password option because that's still the default for a lot of folks. And here's the real magic. Logto takes all of those different methods and unifies them into one single cohesive sign-in experience. It's built to look and feel completely native to your application, making sure it works seamlessly everywhere, whether your users are on a web browser or a mobile app. And of course, security is not some afterthought. Nope. Adding that critical layer of protection, like multi-factor authentication, is ridiculously straightforward. You can enable modern, super secure options like passkeys, you can add support for authenticator apps, and you can give users backup codes. All of it in just a few minutes.
But look, a good Auth system has to do more than just handle a few signups. It needs to be able to scale right alongside your business, especially when you start trying to sell to those bigger enterprise customers.
And this is where a concept like multi-tenancy becomes so important. It sounds a little technical, but put simply, it's just the ability for your one application to securely serve lots of different customers, or tenants, as if they each have their own private little world. This is basically the backbone of almost every SaaS product out there. And then there's the other big one, enterprise single sign-on. The old way? Oh man, it was a total nightmare. Months of your life spent wrestling with these crazy complex SAML configurations. But the Logto way just streamlines all of that, letting you connect to any identity provider, think Okta or Entra, in minutes. It turns what was a huge enterprise headache into an enterprise-ready feature you can be proud of.
All right, now for the really powerful stuff. Let's peek under the hood at the advanced tools that go way beyond just user login and really make Logto a true developer-first platform.
This table breaks it down so nicely. You've got machine-to-machine or M2M auth, which is crucial for securing the communication between all your different APIs and microservices. Then there's an impersonation feature, and let me tell you, this is an absolute lifesaver for customer support teams trying to troubleshoot user issues safely. And you have personal access tokens, or PATs, which give you clean, secure access for all your automated scripts and CI/CD pipelines. And the best part, you're not locked into some specific tech stack. Logto is designed to be super flexible. It has support for over 20 popular frameworks, there are no code options if you need to integrate things really quickly, and there's a beautiful, clean management API that gives you full programmatic control over everything.
So when you put all of this together, what does it all add up to? Let's talk about the core promise that Logto is making to you, the person who is actually building things.
Okay, now what's really interesting here is this number, 50,000. Logto has this incredibly generous free tier that includes up to 50,000 monthly active users. This just completely removes the cost barrier to getting started, to validating your idea, and even to growing to a pretty significant scale before you ever have to think about paying.
Of course, none of this matters one bit if it's not built on a foundation of trust and security. Logto is SOC 2 Type 2 certified, Now that's a really rigorous, independent audit that proves they are dead serious about security, uptime, and data privacy. It's a critical trust signal for any business.
And you can just see how deep that commitment to security runs. The whole platform is open source, you have the option to self-host it yourself if you want, and it uses all the best practices, like strong password hashing, enforced TLS everywhere, data isolation, and a high availability architecture. It's built on an absolutely rock-solid foundation.
So we'll end with this question. Just think about it for a second. If you could take all the time, all the energy, and all the resources you normally spend on building and maintaining authentication, and just pour it all back into your core product, what new possibilities would that unlock? What could you build next?